guys, welcome to the Homestead. So over the last few years, I've done a lot of videos on the World Economic Forum and all of their giant pushes and influences that they've been doing around the world to try to get you to eat less meat and more bugs. Well, it has now come to Arkansas. Bill Gates, his agenda, the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab, or not Klaus Schwab, he just resigned the other day. We have a new Bond villain that has come to power at the World Economic Forum. This guy right here, I don't even want to pronounce his name, but he's absolutely, filling the role of a Bond villain. Meanwhile, we have no Daniel Craig or no Sean Connery, real manly man who can come to our aid and save us from the bug-eating pushers of, all throughout the world today, trying to get us to eat less meat, less chicken, less beef, and eat the crickets. Okay, so it's come to Arkansas. I couldn't believe it. It's a red state, the reddest of red states almost. And we've got this being pushed. And I'm wondering to myself, where's Sarah? Sarah, where are you? Do you not know this is happening in your state? In a state park, no less? We'll get to the email in just a minute. Stay tuned. This is going to blow your mind. But the World Economic Forum, Bill Gates' agenda, eat less meat, eat more bugs. It's come to the state of Arkansas. Now, recently I got an email from a viewer who took accompanied their school children to a state park. And she sent me this email about their experience. Let's read it. I had to tell you something that happened in the great state of Arkansas this last week. Our homeschool co-op had a field trip scheduled to Lake DeGray State Park for a hike and a reptile presentation. The hike was canceled because of recent rains flooded the trails. The park ranger replaced the canceled hike with another program that we didn't know about until we got there. And the program was, you should really think more about eating bugs.
How about no?
30 minutes went on with facts about protein and calorie levels of bugs and how it's ethnocentric to turn your nose up at them. Guessing games were played, and at the end, children were given flavored crickets to eat, and those who were brave enough to do so were given a button. I ate bugs at Lake DeGray State Park. Kind of like people who got donuts for getting the pokey poke. I have to say, there was no warning during the presentation to a group of children aged 2 to 18 that eating some bugs could be harmful or deadly. It was just an all-around bribing with sour cream and onion-flavored crickets and pins to eat more bugs. Of all the ever-loving things they could have taught our children that day, how to identify poison ivy, how to stay on a trail, what wildlife they might encounter in this area, they chose this most insane politically charged agenda. Let's get these kids thinking about eating bugs instead of chicken or beef, which were calorie and protein comparisons that were made during the talk. I can expect that in LA. I can expect it in New York. But in the middle of nowhere, red state, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Arkansas? Yeah, I got this email and I was blown away. And in particular, because this is a state park. And yes, we're in a red state. But this state park, I'm assuming, probably has a lot of school children going through it, which means they're, somehow choosing to cancel the program that was scheduled today. And oh, by the way, we've got something better for your children when you come here. We'll let you know when you get here what that is. And then, it's going to be about bugs and how wonderful they are and how you should eat more of these things and how you should, stop thinking ethnocentrically about, your diet and think about other people and what they eat and how good it might be for you. And oh my goodness, there's going to be so much more protein. It's so much more healthy for you. And you're saving the environment. Yes, that's right. We're saving the planet. Because after all, the sea levels are rising and it's getting dangerous for everybody. And so you need to eat the bugs. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, can someone in the administration of this governor forward this video to her and be like, hey, what is going on in your state parks? Now, recently, it was observed that Sarah Huckabee Sanders, a very right-leaning conservative governor who was the spokesperson for Donald Trump during his first administration. I mean, she wowed the crowds with her comebacks to some of these insane media personalities that were out there. It was absolutely fantastic. I'm definitely a big fan of Sarah Huckabee Sanders. And so far, I think she's been doing a great job as a governor. However, does she know what's going on in her state parks? And she was recently observed hanging out with the World Economic Forum. Now, this makes me scratch my head and makes me very concerned. I don't want to eat the bugs, okay? Klaus Schwab wants you to eat the bugs. Bill Gates wants you to eat the bugs. I don't want to eat the bugs. I want steak. I want chicken. Okay. I want real food. This is not real food. People in other countries eat this because they can't afford eating real food. I'm an American. I will go out and I will kill my own animals. I will raise my own animals. This is one of the reasons why I tell you butchering is the most valuable skill you can learn on a homestead because it's so rare. And rare things are valuable. If you learn how to butcher animals, you learn how to hunt and you raise your own beef, your own sheep, your own whatever, chickens, whatever. You can always feed your family. Other countries don't have these things. They don't have these opportunities. Here in America, we have these opportunities and we need to safeguard them against globalist wackos like Bill Gates and Klaus Schwab and whoever this new Bond villain is and say, hey, no, we're going to do things our way. We're going to eat meat, not the bugs. Here's a picture that was included in the email of these kids eating the bugs at this event. Look at that. You have sour cream and onion crickets, cotton candy crickets. Memphis-style barbecue crickets, and I can't see what that other one is there, but I can see it was put out by a company called Intolife. I can see it right there on the label. Let's go check out their website. Intolife, healthy you, healthy planet. We're stopping the rising sea levels. Meanwhile, the sea levels, these are some of my favorite memes, these memes that show the sea levels from 100 years ago and today, they're the exact same. All around the world. But they're trying to sell you on, hey, listen, you need to eat more bugs in order to stop the rising sea levels. You have cricket powder. That sounds absolutely fantastic. Is that what you make bread with these days? We're going to make bread instead of flour. We're going to use cricket powder because it's heavy in protein. You have these DIY chocolate-covered crickets. For $13.50, you can buy your own ant brittle. You know, peanuts, they destroy the environment. So no more peanuts. You're going to get ant brittle. No more peanut brittle. And look at this. Manchurian scorpions, culinary grade. I just don't know. Come on. This is what's being pushed in a red state park. Right here in Red State, Arkansas. Now, if you're like me, you've always thought that Arkansas is a pretty red state, pretty conservative state. Here we have the World Economic Forum, the Bill Gates agenda being pushed in our state parks. And if you are, a parent of a school-aged child, you may unsuspectingly be going to one of these state parks thinking your child's going to get a great education that day on maybe plant wildlife, animal wildlife, just the environment and the things that we have here in this beautiful state to enjoy. But instead, they're going to get fed a load of drivel, literally, on why it's a great thing to eat bugs, to eat Z-bugs. This is why I tell people you need to homeschool your children. Get your kids out of the public schools because the public schools are going to take that child to that event and they're going to be like, okay, here's all the reasons why you need to eat bugs. Isn't this a fantastic idea? Oh, wow, yeah, here's a little button, Johnny, for eating your cricket. Thank you. Good job, Johnny. But the homeschool parent who accompanies their children to an event like this can be like, okay, we're not taking part in this, and then you can educate your child on the way home about why this was so dumb and the agenda that's really afoot here. This is why it's good for parents to homeschool their kids. Get your kids out of the public school system. I can't stress this enough. They're pushing the World Economic Forum, and the World Economic Forum absolutely understands the agenda it's pushing. They're trying to change the mindset of these kids. So you've got to stand up as a parent and yell loudly and often that this stuff needs to not happen. This is America. We're going to stick with beef and chicken. We love our beef and chicken. Stop with this bug stuff. Bill Gates, get out of this country. If you want to eat the bugs, go somewhere where they do that, but not here. Not here. And someone can please forward this to the governor. Maybe she doesn't understand that this is happening in her state parks. And if she's going to go full WEF, well, then we'll find someone else as governor. Maybe she's not as red as we thought. We'll see what happens on that. All right. Hey, check out our merchandise over at theperfectpickler.com. This is a vegetable fermenting kit. Most of you guys are gardeners right now, and you're growing all these great vegetables. Time to ferment them. Create your own probiotics at home. This is real, true fermentation. This kit and the kits that we sell contain everything you're going to need to ferment your own vegetables right at home and make your own probiotics. Way cheaper than buying those probiotics at the store. Perfectpickler.com. Check out our kits. Most of our kits, the value package kits, contains all kinds of recipes that come included with it. You can find all those and boost your immune health by growing your own probiotics right at home. Check it out, perfectpickler.com. But what do you think? Maybe you've always wanted to try a Manchurian scorpion. Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Maybe you've had a Manchurian scorpion and they're just to die for. I think, are those the ones that will kill you? I don't know. I'm not sure if their sting is the ones that hurt you or not. Anyway, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment for the algorithm. Be sure to like the video before you go. Share this on social media. If you have friends in Arkansas, the great state of Arkansas, like I do, please share the video and let them know that you might want to think twice, or at least confirm over the phone what the program might be before you visit one of our great state parks here in the great state of Arkansas. Like the video before you go. Love you. See you next time in the Homestead. Bye. Have you ever gone to a health food store and seen all those small bottles of probiotics in your cooler section? Man, can they be pricey. Are you really getting all you need to improve your gut health from those expensive bottles? How viable are they? Most of those products claim to give you between 8 and 15 strains of gut-healthy healing bacteria. Think of each strain of bacteria as a different factory in your gut. Each factory is responsible for breaking down that food in its own way. The more factories you have, the more the food is broken down and the easier the food is absorbed and digested by the body. A 2018 study published by the National Library of Medicine shows that one fermented head of cabbage can produce up to 114 strains of beneficial bacteria. That's a lot more food factories than you're getting from that expensive pill bottle. And that's just cabbage. Imagine the probiotics when you add garlic, onions, pepper, and more to that ferment. PerfectPickler.com and its home fermentation kits provide you with everything you need to get started making your own gut-healthy food factories from the comfort of your own kitchen. PerfectPickler.com even provides a jam-packed recipe book with many of our kits. Visit PerfectPickler.com and start fermenting your own veggies to begin your journey to better gut health. That's PerfectPickler.com.
Hey guys, did you know you can become a patron of an American Homestead? They get access to private videos, and we send them gifts from the Homestead that we make here on the Homestead. And we also enter our patrons into special giveaways that are only available to them. And before you go, please check out these other great videos. Go ahead, click. I'll wait.